Hey detectives, welcome back to the channel. Today we're stepping into Detective VR, a mixed reality mystery game that doesn't just place you in a crime scene, it turns your home into one. If you've ever wanted to walk through a murder investigation, interrogate witnesses face to face, or bend time to discover the truth, this game is going to blow your mind. Now, when I first heard about Detective VR, I thought, okay, another narrative VR game. But this one surprised me. It's not just VR, it's mixed reality, which means instead of being transported somewhere else, your own space becomes part of the story. That twist changes everything because suddenly the case doesn't feel distant, it feels personal. So, what exactly is Detective VR? It's developed by Studio Cheapo and Juan, a small indie team with some big ambitions. And instead of going for fast-paced action or arcade-style gameplay, they leaned into storytelling, atmosphere, and immersion. It's exclusive to Meta Quest 3 and 3S, which makes sense. The hardware here is powerful enough for pass-through MR, spatial mapping, and hand tracking, all things this game takes advantage of. They're not just tacked-on features. They're central to the experience. You play as an investigator who's trying to solve a murder case. But unlike most detective games where you're looking at crime scenes on a flat screen, this case unfolds in your space. Your living room, your hallway, your furniture, all become part of the environment. Imagine putting the headset on and suddenly seeing blood stains across your carpet, or a weapon lying on your dining table. It's disorienting but also incredibly effective. You don't just visit a murder scene, you inhabit it. And this makes every clue you pick up feel heavier. Every conversation you overhear feels like it's happening right in front of you. Think of it like Return of the Obra Dinn, where you reconstruct a mystery from fragmented moments, meets Minority Report, where you're literally scrubbing through time to see how events play out. Except here you're not watching from the outside, you're right in the middle of it all. Let's break down the gameplay because this is where Detective VR shines. First up, time control. This is the game's big mechanic. You can explore 13 different timelines, each one showing the night of the murder from a different perspective. Maybe you're watching the victim's final minutes, or maybe you're shadowing a suspect sneaking around when they think nobody's watching. Feels like rewinding reality itself. You pause, you rewind, you fast forward through moments trying to catch details you missed the first time. And just like in real detective work, context is everything. A line that sounded innocent the first time might take on a sinister meaning when you've seen another timeline. Then we've got volumetric characters. These aren't just NPCs, they're 3D scanned actors performing in your space. Which means when a character paces nervously or looks you in the eye, or avoids your gaze entirely, it feels real. And those little details matter. Detectives in real life rely on subtle cues, nervous tics, hesitant speech, inconsistencies in body language. Here you get to do the same. The third big piece is pass-through integration. And I can't stress enough how powerful this feels. Seeing the crime scene laid over your real-world environment does something to your brain. Your coffee table is suddenly evidence storage. Your hallway becomes the path the killer took. Your kitchen becomes the scene of the crime. It's eerie and unforgettable. And finally, clue collection and interrogation. This is where everything comes together. You'll gather evidence, compare it to testimonies, and confront suspects directly. You don't just click a dialogue choice, you stand there questioning them, watching their reaction. Sometimes the tension is so thick you almost forget it's a game. Now let's dive into storytelling and atmosphere. Because mechanics alone don't make a mystery work, you need a strong narrative. The story here is non-linear. There's no single path to the truth. Instead, you're piecing together a web of memories, lies, and fragments of conversations. Witnesses contradict each other. Objects appear in some timelines but not others. And the deeper you go, the more the puzzle starts to twist. Every timeline feels like a mini-drama. One scene might be a quiet, heartbreaking confession. The next, a heated argument. The next, a shocking reveal that forces you to rethink everything you thought you knew. And because the story plays out inside your physical space, it feels layered on top of reality itself. You're walking through your living room, but it doesn't feel like your living room anymore. It feels like a stage where something terrible happened. That disconnect creates tension, even unease. And I have to say, the writing is razor sharp. Dialogue isn't filler. Every line is deliberate. Characters feel flawed and human. They're not just stereotypes like the angry suspect or the grieving spouse. They're complex and sometimes painfully relatable. which makes accusing someone or realizing someone you sympathized with might be guilty all the more impactful. This isn't a horror game, but it is haunting. Not because of jump scares, but because of how real it feels. It's about psychology, guilt, manipulation, betrayal. And that kind of horror lingers. Now let's talk about the tech side, because what Detective VR does with mixed reality is groundbreaking. First, hand tracking. You don't need controllers. Want to pick up a clue? Just reach out. Want to point at a suspect? You literally point. Want to scrub through time? A gesture does it. The absence of controllers makes the experience more natural and more immersive. Second, spatial mapping. The game scans your space and adapts. Got a big living room? The crime sprawls out. In a small apartment? The game adjusts. The case feels grounded in whatever space you have, which makes it unique for every player. Third, the blend of virtual and real. Pass-through isn't just a backdrop, it's a stage. When you see evidence laid across your actual furniture, it messes with your sense of what's real and what isn't. And that's exactly what a good mystery should do. Replayability is a huge part of this too. With 13 timelines and multiple perspectives, you're encouraged to go back and rewatch scenes. And every time you'll notice something new. Maybe a character glances at an object suspiciously. Maybe someone remembers something they shouldn't. Maybe a timeline shows someone in two places at once. It's like rewatching your favorite mystery movie. The first time you're caught up in the twist. The second time, you start noticing all the little breadcrumbs the writers left behind. That's what Detective VR does so well. It rewards curiosity and persistence. And honestly, the game makes you feel like a real detective. You're not just ticking boxes or selecting dialogue options. You're actively observing, connecting dots, and drawing conclusions. And when you finally put the pieces together, it's incredibly satisfying. So, who's going to love this game? If you're a fan of narrative-driven games like Immortality, Her Story, or The Invisible Hours, this is right up your alley. But it's also for people who love puzzles, mysteries, or even true crime documentaries. And if you're new to VR or MR, this is a great showcase. Most people think of VR as rhythm games or shooters. This shows that VR can be cinema you live inside. A story you don't just watch, but participate in. It's cerebral, it's cinematic, it's cutting edge. Whether you're a mystery buff, a VR enthusiast, or just someone who wants to see what the future of storytelling looks like, this game delivers. So, is Detective VR worth your time? Absolutely. It's not just a murder mystery, it's an experience that shows what mixed reality can do when paired with strong writing, smart mechanics, and powerful performances. It's about 4 to 6 hours long, which makes it perfect for a weekend playthrough. Long enough to get lost in, short enough to not drag. And it's available right now on Meta Quest 3 and 3S. For me, this feels like a glimpse of the future of gaming, where our spaces become the stage where stories unfold around us and where we don't just watch mysteries, we live them. Thanks for watching, detectives. Drop your wildest theory in the comments. Who did you think the killer was? Did you catch the clues early, or did the game blindside you? I'd love to hear your take. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more immersive game spotlights. Until next time, trust no one.